Hi guys, welcome along to the BBQ Talk Show. My name is Matt.
And my name's Ryan. It's always good to be along and having a chat with all you guys on a Friday night. I'm actually on the wrong side. We're normally round the other way. What's going on, Matt? Jasper. Woo! So, you had a good week? What you been up to?
Work, as always. Not a huge amount. Do you know, me and the wife have recently discovered Gusto, those boxes that they deliver with those recipes. And we've been making those instead of out cooking in the freezing cold. We've been cooking inside together, with these Gusto boxes. They're quite good.
What, on an oven?
Yeah, one of those like cooking utensils that isn't outside in the cold.
Is that like an indoor barbecue?
I think so. Yeah. The amount I sort of get a lot of flames out of this, indoor barbecue. I'm not sure you're supposed to get flames out of it though.
Well, I suppose that's a skill in itself. The Gusto they're all a bit posh, aren't they?
The only thing I'd say is that the meat quality is not very good.
All right. Well, that's that bridge burnt anyway.
I mean, it gets you cooking things that you probably wouldn't cook normally.
Oh, right.
I mean, we cooked a katsu curry from scratch today, and it was fucking good.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, 3 minutes in, I'm dropping the first F-bomb.
Yeah, there we go.
Off
it goes. Straight out the gate. Thanks for that. So the chat's really, really busy. It looks like we've got a load of people in from A&I. A lot of good people actually. Thanks for joining in. We got Dutchy there. We've got
Dutchy said no sponsorship. No, there's not.
No,
I highly doubt it.
We've got who else we got? Cider's in. Hi, how you doing, Cider? Rob's in for my guest. That's cool. Neil Roberts is in.
Russ is in.
Russ is in.
Hello.
Hi, Russ. All right. So let's get this interview underway. Danielle's in as well. He's normally a pub club member. So cheers for coming in, Danielle. Be good to have a chat later on. So we've got Angus Oink in this week. It's going to be a really interesting interview because we've been wanting to talk to him for a while. So should we pull him up and see what they got to say?
Let's do it.
Evening,
guys. How are you?
We're doing good. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad at all. Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
First things first. Give us a rundown on what you're drinking. Let's all find out what you're swigging down your heads tonight.
What are we not drinking?
We're not drinking. We got
Question.
Cuba Libre.
So what's that there, Scott? What you got there, mate?
Bet. You see bet? Well, I've got Cuba Libre, which is lime, Coca-Cola, and rum.
Nice.
Oh,
I have, no, I'm not sure what it is anymore. There's Buckfast, there's
It's just a bit of a mix, is it?
there's and pineapple juice. Kind of stuff we made on our cocktail session last night. But we thought we'd have Buckfast just for fun. Yeah.
Nice.
And she's got the same.
You got the same, just in a different glass, a martini glass, just to make it,
So she's
look a bit more posh.
Sophisticated, I'll have you say. That's the word. Highbrow here, mate. Sophistication knows no boundaries. This is a podcast, don't you know? So let's ease ourselves into the interview then. We've got some generic warm-up questions we always ask the guests as they come in. So what is your sort of like first memory of cooking over fire and flames? That's sort of like a nice standard easy one just to get you in here and a bit more comfortable. So if you could all tell us what your first sort of memory of cooking over fire and flames is, that'd be a nice easy one to start.
Ooh, that's a long time ago. And I thought my first memory is my dad cooking on an old Weber kind of kettle thing that wasn't made by Weber. So it still exists in my garden and it's in tip-top condition, unlike my Weber. But he would put loads of coals in and light it with petrol and newspaper
Nice.
and burn chicken legs.
All right. Yeah.
So that was the first memory that they were finished in the oven to make them edible. But after that, it's difficult to say when I got into barbecue. But I spent a lot of time in Houston, in Texas, with work.
Mm-hmm.
Met a lot of Texans in Texas, as you do. And they were all into barbecue, so we used to go out to cookouts with them, and the company we worked with had cookouts, and we went to barbecue shows at the Texas Rodeo and all that, and
Oh wow!
And kind of found it really interesting. And then I suppose I moved to South America with work and lived in Argentina for a wee while, and that was just cooking on fire all the time down there.
Mm-hmm.
It just really got into me as a foodie.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And that was good. Yeah.
Mm. So you said about the Texas Rodeo. That must have been amazing. That's quite a big deal, isn't it? That's a massive thing. It goes over a few days, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it was. The problem was, as spectators, you can't get into any of the enclosures. So you wander around smelling all this beautiful food, and you can't get in to eat any of it.
No.
But it was quite good. But we got to go to the Jack a couple of years ago and competed there as a Scottish team.
Mm-hmm.
The guy from the Texas Houston Rodeo came to see us, and he invited us to go along and compete there.
Wow.
So that was quite cool to get invited to cook.
Definitely, that's a feather in the hat, isn't it? You know what I mean? Come along to the Texas Rodeo and cook, plus a Jack Daniels as well. Wow, that's amazing.
Impressive. Yeah.
That must they do like a parade thing at the Jack Daniels cooking. Did you get involved in all that? I don't remember.
Tell me more.
The parade.
Mm.
Yeah, the parade's all the teams from all over the world. You know, I think there was 118 teams that year. Mm. So yeah, it was great fun. We had our kilts on, and everybody was admiring the kilts, and
oh wow,
flag waving. It was good fun.
Super cool, man.
One of the best memories of barbecue I have is going to the Jack with Mallissa, and we took our butcher along, John Davidson, and a couple of our friends came with us, Simon Richardson and Jason Watkins.
Yeah,
we met up with Tony Northover from the English team, who we knew already. We all travelled together. Went to
stayed in Nashville, didn't
Tennessee. Yeah, went to Nashville.
Nice.
And had a fantastic time. Probably one of the best holidays we ever had.
I could imagine it must have been.
Really, lots of memories.
Mm.
Things we can't repeat, to be honest.
Or maybe not. I should imagine if it was that close to the Jack Daniels factory, some of it must have been a bit sketchy, eh? A couple of bottles, or you must have done some that weekend, didn't it? Obviously, you're up and cooking, but good God, all of that malarkey. Wow, fair play. That sort of distracted me a little bit. I was mesmerised going off to the Jack Daniels cook. That's just like crazy.
That was a bit of a fluke, to be honest with you. We competed in a competition, the first KCBS competition in Scotland, up in Aberlour, and just because we competed, and we were the only Scottish team, we got a bung for the Jack, which was really lucky to get, and we took that opportunity and went over and just had a blast.
Yeah.
But the first real big barbecue competition I went to was the Kansas City Royale over in Kansas City.
Wow.
And it was insane. It was like nothing you could ever imagine. It was much, much bigger than the Jack. There was 650 teams inside an NASCAR or racetrack circuit. And we met a load of people over there, including Emma and Ed Gash and loads of folks that are on the European and UK circuit.
Yeah. You never really think of sort of like UK barbecue. Well, obviously, I know you guys have been over there and all that sort of stuff, but to actually go over and actually experience, I'd love to go to a barbecue, like a big US one, and they don't come much bigger than that, do they? Really, the Royale, it's the biggest one there is, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Memphis and May's pretty big as well, I think. That one.
Yeah, well, have you plans for Memphis and May when all of this COVID's over? You've surely got to be heading on over.
Our association with Memphis and May, there's a company in Scotland called Scott Beef, who supply like some Marks and Spencers and people with beef and meals. And we trained some of their chefs to go over to Memphis and May. So we cooked we've got a CTO, Old Hickory Pit, and we trained them on that. And they hired a CTO over there and then cooked on that. And they did really well, despite our training them. And they got pretty highly placed in a couple of the categories that they competed in, so they were really chuffed.
Yeah. Rightly so as well. You know, that's a no mean feat. You're in with them. Was it the They do 2 stages, don't they? In the Royal, you've got like the actual invitational part, and you've got the general part. I can't actually remember what that actually is called. But which part did they go into? Was it like the actual invitational part for the Royal, or was it the?
No, we were in the open.
Okay.
We went along with a friend of ours called Brian. We took me over and we cooked with a team called Pig Riggin Barbecue, who are brothers from all over the US, and they come together once a year to cook at the open there. And then they've got a huge train that looks like Thomas the Tank Engine, and they cook it's like an offset cooker, looks like Thomas the Tank Engine.
Sorry, my wife's just popped in for a gin. Do you want to give a wave and say hello?
Hi, he nicked my bottle of gin.
Sorry about that.
You got the gin?
We need the gin.
Sorry to disturb you.
That's fine. Gin's back. Sorry about that. It was a really, really cool thing. So, just getting back into the flow of things. So we sort of touched on a competition cook, which we were going to talk about anyway. But I'm so glad you brought it up so early, because it's such an interesting thing for me. I find it fascinating, just because it's a completely different world, isn't it? But the way you're sort of cooking, it's like a one bite thing for these judges to, sort of like. Almost snack on judge, I suppose is the correct word. So do you supply rubs to everybody? Have you had much success with your sort of like flavour combinations with like competition cooks and things like that, or like other like yourselves and other teams and things? Or?
Yeah, we sell rubs to quite a few competition teams.
Mm-hmm.
We've done okay ourselves with them. We've only done 5 KCBS competitions in total ourselves. But one of my kind of mentors in KCBS was Scott Lane, so we make his cowpat rub and Bruno's pipe rubs, and we sponsor Tony Northover, which is company Q. He does really well on the European circuit. He competes a lot. I think before COVID he was doing 20 odd competitions a year. But some of the Italian teams use our stuff. We've got guys in Denmark who use our stuff, Sweden, Germany, Holland. There's quite a few teams use our stuff in the UK as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Bit of everywhere then, really.
Yeah, in Australia too. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's
totally global.
Global nation.
Hungry like you on the bucket. Yeah, she.
Yep.
Getting tucked into it.
That's my fault.
So we're just gonna sort of loop back round to the beginning, and you sort of touched on you've been out to Texas and all of that, and I presume it must have been tied up with your work. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and your background, and how you actually made it into like where you are now?
I was in oil and gas for 20 years. worked in drilling, really, I suppose, drilling wells. We too involved in that, but moved to South America to look after South America for downhole fishing, which is milling and explosives and drilling recovery when things go wrong.
Okay.
So I landed in Argentina knowing one word in Spanish, which is obviously cerveza. And
Of course.
and grew from there. So I ended up looking after 15 operational countries in South America, from Mexico all the way down to Argentina, in 4 different languages.
Wow.
So I had to learn Spanish pretty quickly. I can swear really well in Spanish.
Go on then. Give us a Spanish. I know a couple of Spanish swear words myself. But...
Oh God. Traga sable, puto la mierda.
Ooh. I'm not sure we can say that one.
Something.
It's going to offend someone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hazard a guess of something that.
That's
the last
a real
word was
good one.
shit, but
Traga is swallow,
Oh, okay.
Stop there.
and sable is a sword.
Yeah. And Puto is a very experienced woman, you could say. Very friendly.
Puto would be the masculine version of the puta.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
nice.
There you go. Not only can we swear in English, we can swear in Spanish too. So I'll drink to that. Cheers, everyone.
So what was the question?
What was the question? The question was, tell us a little bit about yourself and sort of how you got into it. So you've touched upon you've got down into Argentina, you've learnt 5 languages, and
No, I didn't learn 5. I only learned how to swear in Spanish. So
you learned that one really well, to be honest. So that was a good job. So
the funniest thing was, it was the country manager, was a guy called Ronaldo Zan from Argentina. My wife hates me talking about Ronaldo Zan because she thinks he's from Colombia, but he's from Argentina. I keep fucking telling her. He was like the most macho motherfucker you've ever met in Argentina. He was like from Uken and out in the districts in the wilds. And he taught me how to swear. And that was a big status thing in Argentina because Ronaldo Zan didn't like fucking anybody. But he took me under his wing and he taught me how to swear.
Like a month.
Excellent.
And we used to walk around amongst all the Argentines just swearing at each other.
So you're like, boom.
Just drop the big ones.
Just owning it. Owning it. So did you? What you must have cooked some beef out in Argentina, then I should imagine it.
A lot of beef in Argentina. Yeah, it was so cheap. It was ridiculous. It was insane. I remember before we left here, we were going to have a fillet of beef for Christmas dinner. And this is how many years ago? 12 years ago. And that was going to be £65 12 years ago. And you could buy a fillet of beef, like a whole chain, for £5 down there.
Christ alive, that's insane, isn't it?
Mad, yeah.
Yeah.
But the cuts are different down there, so you don't get ribeyes. It's a different cut down there, like beef de chorizo and beef de quadrille and things like that, different cuts they call them. But like 2 really thick ribeyes, you're speaking £3.
Wow.
So we had a barbecue on the roof of our apartment complex that we lived in, and the Argentine guys came round and showed me how to use that. And I was up in Houston for a meeting once, and I took down an offset smoker to Argentina, and we started cooking on with Argentine wood and cooking Argentine cuts on an offset smoker.
You shipped a smoker
Nice.
down to Argentina? A
Yeah.
Texan one? I'm presuming that must have been a beast of a smoker, because Texan, they don't do any little smokers, what I've seen.
It was just a little thing from kind of home base or equivalent. I think shitty offset smoker, but it did the job. And so but they cook on the Parisia generally, or they cook the Sado style with the cross and all that. And they do cook quite low and slow, but they don't use any seasonings really. They use salt maybe. They use any rubs or really any herbs or anything like that. It's almost the flavour of the vegetable.
Letting the meat do the talking, I guess.
And it can do down there. It's so good quality. Quality down there that was fine. But we started playing with herbs and spices and wrapping stuff and imparting layers of flavour into the meats. And we had Argentines round to the house for a meal once, and it kind of blew their minds that we were putting different flavours into the meat, and so tasty.
Oh, yeah. So
because there's an Italian heritage, you see.
I just thought it was the Spanish coming through, to be honest. You got Italian blood, have you? Actually, or?
No, Italian in Argentina, a lot of them are Italian.
Oh, okay, I see. So what sort of stuff were you bashing out on the smoker down in Argentina then? I bet that must have been.
You're Sweden Italian as well.
So I can as well. I've got a couple of mates.
What do you know?
Sorry?
What do you know in Italian service?
Well, I can talk Italian and Sicilian. So testa di cazzo, which is
Testa di cazzo.
Yeah.
It's the way to do your testicles, isn't it?
No, it's it just means dickhead basically.
Yeah.
See, testa di cazzo is
I say fanculo testicazza.
Yeah, fangul. That's yeah. You're supposed to be going like that when you say
well,
fangul.
this is me out of this conversation.
if it's Sicilian, it's minga, and that means dick in Sicilian. So it's basically they use that like anything. It's pretty much every word in Sicily.
Wow.
It's minga.
Minga.
That means dick as well. It's like minga this, minga that, and all that. So yeah, sort of going slightly off the.
No, well, we use the word fuck for.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Sicilian equivalent of that.
Right.
There you go.
When you say something's broken in Scottish, you say the fucking fucker's fucking fucked.
Yep. Exactly that.
That's a true story. The fucking fuck is fucking fucked. Wicked, man. So, where are we going on this? To this. Sorry, the fucking
Ryan's
fuck is
completely
fucking
lost.
Matt,
He's put the chin down.
I'll take this on. You pick up from the questions. Give me a second.
Oh my life. Okay, so what pits have you got currently?
Question.
Well, barbecues.
What barbecues have I got? All of them.
I completed it.
Completed the set.
Nice.
What have I got? I've got a Pro Q, 2 Pro Qs. I've got a Weber kettle. I've got a Gateway drum. I've got a Yoder flat top. We sold the pellet over because it's cheating.
AJ.
Kamado Joe. Got one of them.
PK Go.
PK Go.
And the Parisian thing you got built.
I've got a Parisia thing that was built for us.
Nice. What's your favourite?
The Yoder pellet grill that I sold.
Fair enough. Were you sure it was your favourite if you sold it?
I got good money for it. I cook in the Pro Q most probably because we cook on that at work a couple of times a week when it's a bit funnier. I like the Gateway drum because I get the best smoke flavour out of that.
Yeah, you can't beat a drum for flavour. I run drums. They're immense. Hot and fast, low and slow, everything you need.
Yeah, we tend to cook hot and fast on that mostly. The Kamado Joe, I quite like it for the technology and all the different accessories you get with it. We use it quite a bit. We use the pizza oven. I'm not a big fan of the slow roller. because it doesn't work. Although it's made by NASA.
That's probably why it doesn't work.
I don't believe it. They didn't laugh.
It was made by NASA. They know how to put things in space, not make barbecue.
I mean, did they land on the moon? Did you not?
We're very honest here. We're very honest.
they're just very good at video editing.
But yeah, so I quite like the Kamado, but because of the tech, I don't like NASA.
I was just about to ask you about the the flat top grill. I didn't know they'd done them. I've never seen one before by
Yeah, it's a really
Yoda.
big cooking surface.
Oh, okay. So is it like a commercial type grill then? Is it, or more of?
Yeah, it's a commercial grill. We use it for the school barbecue mostly.
Oh, okay.
We cook about 16 racks of ribs in it. Maybe need to. We've taken it to competitions before. We cooked pork shoulders and that, and ribs.
That's pretty smart. No, yeah, gateway drum as well. Wow, that's on my want list. One day when my missus doesn't see me, I'm going to get a gateway drum. But I know she's not listening because she's in the kitchen, so it'd be fine.
So I'll send her a message in a minute.
I love that.
Gin.
Sorry? Yeah, I've got the gin now. If she wants the gin, she'll have to come in fighting. I'll be like,
my money's on your wife.
She come in with a dog and that'd be it. Game over.
Not sure about that. Oh dear. Right, I think you're suitably warmed up with the intro questions. Tell us about your website and your twist on it's like a brochure come recipe book mix, isn't it? It's quite a good little. But I like it. I'll stick it on the screen for people to have a look at. Hold on a second. Let's make it better for people to see. So you've got your different rubs within the capsule.
Oh, Simon!
Oh, love him. Oh. Came to the
Nice.
that was him having met us at the airport in Aberdeen to travel to Nashville.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, I mean, as you go through it, you've got all the different recipe ideas, your different products, and a little sort of hint of what you can use them for. How did you come up with that idea?
It's just a marketing genius, you know. It just flows naturally.
Who is the marketing genius?
It's a bit of a mix. We merge minds, and Melissa's really good with the names.
Yeah.
So our first kind of rub was Mr. Rubber Rubber. And,
Was this quite funny?
Nice. Okay.
I take the photos and she does the funny stuff. You her actually. She can swear too.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do recipe cards. So I thought to kind of integrate the product with some recipes and how to use them would be a good thing. And then people could ask us for a book, but we don't know how to do a book. We've asked a few people how to do a book, and it seems to be awfully expensive to produce a book. So we'll get there in good time. But and we've just completed a huge rebrand because we thought the rugby range was quite kind of monotone. I suppose it was supposed to be apothecary kind of looking, the old branding, like a kind of alchemist kind of look. I wanted to produce a rainbow of rubs. So we have our new branding is kind of like this. I can never figure out which hand's which. Right.
That's all right. We always get confused trying to point at each other.
There we go. Right. Okay. So we've got a rainbow now. We've got another 4 rubs getting designed just now, and that'll take us up to 30, 31 flavours
Wow.
on the Rugby range. And it goes literally Richard of Yorkgate Battle in Vain, but the rainbow.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And for me, food is about fun and flavours and colour and memories and a journey and all that. It's been a journey for us.
Mhm.
It's been a journey for me. They've just tagged along.
Yeah.
I'm just going to
So we've got a question coming from Steve from Dutchy Cooking. He wants to know whose idea it was to send out Haribo with the orders.
That was your idea.
I do.
It was because
Idea?
when we first started, we got some samples of pots and somebody stuck in some sweet
Samples of pots, not pop.
Oh.
sweeties. And Scott was so excited. He was like, "That's just made my idea. I don't even like these pots, but I really like the sweeties." And I was like, "Okay."
Nice.
It was really memorable. We ordered from this company, Blue Sky Packaging, and they put in, it was like a packet of Chewits or something. And it was the first time I'd received an order from a company and they give you a little gift. And it was really cool. I thought that's a great idea. So every order, most orders apart from Simon Burt doesn't get Haribo. David Olek doesn't get Haribo. They want Haribo.
And it really upset
All
me.
right.
You're not.
So you just leave them out on purpose.
Did they just get a post-it note with sorry or something like that?
Yeah.
I owe you one Haribo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we put Haribo in, and then we've kind of evolved into we've got some Chinese category. Fortune cookies. We've got some of them made. So we do the Chinese box of fortune cookies, and at Easter time we try and do cream eggs. And at Christmas time we were going to do this little lint balls. But
Yeah.
But you.
She ate them.
Obviously.
She ate them. So yeah, so we spent a fucking fortune on Haribo. It's unbelievable.
I can imagine you get through a fair bit because, like, from what I've seen, someone does particularly like the Haribos. I couldn't guess which one, but maybe by the look of things. But there's a couple of people looking a bit guilty behind you there, Scott. I don't know quite which ones, to be honest.
She told me yesterday, the day before, Hungry Oink put a packet of Haribo in front of the fan heater, and it softens them up, and they're just
They go all
like a whole
melty,
other level of
gooey.
Haribo.
The flavours really come out in them.
Yeah, I should imagine that you'd have to put everything in front of a fan heater at the minute up there, and what you're going through from what we were talking about off air.
I
must be like
stick mine in the
frozen
freezer.
sweets.
Yeah,
Really?
I stick mine in the freezer. Yeah. Make them last longer. Otherwise I literally like a fucking claw, and I'll just go. They're gone.
That is a diet hack. Keep frozen peas, not Haribo. Because it takes
No.
Especially when you
Try it. Just go and chuck a Haribo out the window. It'll freeze out there because it's fucking minus 7,000 degrees up there at the moment.
I still
And
be
then-
both worse again.
What is Team A&O cooking for Right Nations tomorrow, Bill? We're not going to tell you that, are we?
Leak. We're not defending Wales, so we have leaks. That's about it.
Bill, have you seen us the last few days? We've had no sober time for planning.
It's just whatever happens.
Fan heater Haribos is probably about the extent of it.
What are you putting in there? We're having fan heater Haribos tomorrow. We've got a selection of colours.
Get them on a skewer and just sort of stick and rotate them. Just line all the teddy bears up. Just poke them through.
Sandwich. You tell us sandwich.
We did a cola bottle pork shoulder once. That was maybe.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Melt into the glaze.
Yeah, so it's like a glaze sort of thing.
Yeah.
I bet that was banging. So, what we need to do is we've done the brochure bits. So, your company name, how did you actually come up with it? What was the story behind it? How did it come into being, Angus Oink?
I actually want to know this.
What to do with this? I wish I could remember.
It's a long story. Scott was based in Saudi on his
It's
own
okay.
for a long
We've got
time.
lots of time.
And I was at home. I was pregnant with Lewis, and he started making. Obviously, he couldn't have pork in Saudi, so he started making his own version of sausages. And because you couldn't mention pork in the sausages, he started calling them Angus and Oink sausages, wasn't it?
Yeah, oinkers.
Oinkers.
So in Saudi, obviously, you're not allowed to eat pork.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make pork out of what was it? Chicken, veal, sage, onion, and through a mincer into a sausage skin.
So that's a chicken sausage.
Skins from the Thai lady who would smuggle in proper pork intestines. I don't know how she smuggled them in, and I didn't ask.
I was going to say it's probably best not to know that.
So we got and we stuffed sausages with this mixture, and folks said that they tasted really good, like proper sausages, because you couldn't get sausages in Saudi. So we and Angus and Oink, we lived in a place called Anguston, and Oink there was either Oink or flat-faced ewe, which is what they call pigs over there.
Oh, right.
So that's it came about in Saudi Arabia.
Angus and Oink, the Scottish company, was born in Saudi Arabia.
Kind of, yeah.
Wow.
That doesn't sound right.
They used to have a pork shop on the camp where you could buy pork, but they closed that down. And so we used to smuggle pork. We are pork smugglers.
You're
I
a
was gonna
pork
say-
smuggler.
I'm not sure you'd want to be down as a pork smuggler, to be honest.
Pork smugglers. We smuggled pork from Bahrain to Saudi.
Oh, you didn't.
Well, you
Because it
did.
was in my dress.
Can I ask how? Or is
Well,
it best?
so-
There's various ways, but I can't really go into that.
But
Okay.
what happened was we bought the poke bacon, and I put it in my quite tight dress, and then put my abaya on top as we drove over the causeway. Did not think about the 30-degree heat and what that would do to the smell of the bacon.
But the smoke.
So as they opened the car doors and asked us to step out, but they obviously didn't search me, but I literally smelled like a human frazzle. I was like,
You didn't even open it. Are you all right?
I'm so-
my thought.
The other good thing, if you're ever smuggling pork from Bahrain to Saudi, is golf bags. They don't check golf bags at all. So the curvature of a golf bag is perfect for a rack of ribs.
All right.
nice.
Inside the tubes where you put your clubs, you can put chorizo sausage down there. So
These are all pro tips.
It sounds like you've done a lot of this. So I'm guessing you just filled up the sort of the car with golf bags, and when they opened it, it's like, why have you got so many golf bags?
just one golf. I used to play golf every week. It's fine.
Well,
Keen
there we go
golfers.
then.
Yeah.
Ah,
I was just seeing, what was that film? It was at Midnight Express where the guy just straps loads of stuff all over his body. He gets sent off to a...
We got
Yeah.
caught. So we got caught. We went shopping in Bahrain, and there's a pork shop in the supermarket. And I bought a whole can of beans with bits of bacon in them. And it went into our shopping bag, and this guy was searching our bags, looking through bags, and he came out with this can of beans. And he's, "Ha! I have you! Ha! Ha! I found it!" I says, "Okay, caught us. What are you going to do?" "Oh, there you go. Have it back."
nice.
If I
Neil
were-
Roberts wants to know whether you any more fortune cookies going in.
Any new fortune cookie answers? Was it Neil? Are you drunk?
I don't know what the question is.
Can we ask Neil if he's drunk?
I mean, if Poppy thinks that Hungary's a pork smuggler as well.
You've got some issues with sausages. Haven't you?
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh dear.
Who hasn't?
Oh,
I think it's the lack of bacon that makes people angry.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I would agree.
Either throwing flip flops.
There's a
at
so
everyone.
smelly. It's like 20.
Oh dear, oh dear. So I'm catching up with the chat.
Well, a question there as well. So,
We'd love to. Love to, Tony.
Tony, the restaurant's cancelled. We cancelled the restaurant for now because COVID and stuff. There's no customers, and it's -23 at D-side today.
There's snow in the bottom of the new warehouse. But
Even Santa's not going to fucking D-side just now. We've put the stop on the cantina for a little while until things get back to a bit more normal. Comes on seats. But,
the new venue is going to be epic for a barbecue comp. It's the right venue,
It's
isn't
insane.
it? It's insane. We would have an absolute blast.
Honestly, we've got tanks and we've got a loch, and then
there's
there's guns and there's
tanks.
heaps of stuff.
tanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's 2 tanks on site.
Wow.
There's hoverboard things that go on the
Axe
lock at the back.
throwing,
Axe throwing, archery, shooting.
go karting.
It sounds a bit full on.
Sounds like fun.
Tanks, axe throwing, and like some sort of.
Just a normal day.
Is it like an outside area, adventure area or something? With
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
an activity
No,
park.
this is the restaurant.
This is what happens in the queue at the car park.
Rebecca eating all the Haribo, really.
So
Neil's clarified what his question was. You did fortune cookies with bacon is the answer. Are you thinking of doing any more? There you go.
Neil, you're the ambassador, so if you want to come up with more, you're more than welcome.
We've still got 5 fortune cookies to shift. To be fair,
Next order, they're all going in his box.
I think I can predict the future then.
I'm sorry.
she doesn't eat the fortune cookies. Hungry Oink doesn't eat
Yeah.
the fortune cookies.
That's the only thing I don't eat, so.
It's true.
That's probably why you've got so many left, to be honest.
I know. I thought they were all, but they're not.
That'd be all right. Maybe just
Yeah,
every.
year ahead, we're moving from our current warehouse to new warehouse in the next few months. It's being built just now. The concrete's down, the structure's in, the sides are up. So it's just getting electrical work now and snagging. And then we've got a kitchen to fit, and we've got our pack and dispatch area to fit, and then we've got to move. So there's a lot of work and planning going on just now.
Well, will the kitchen area be like a development cooking area, or will that just be sort of like a general staffing type of thing?
General what?
Well, will you be using the kitchen as a development area for like rubs and flavours, etc., or will you be sort of like just using it for just feeding the masses of your ever-growing staff? I should imagine.
No, the kitchen's for rub production and sauce production.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that there. We've got,
Would you keep like an R&D sort of area separate, or is that just all in?
it's all in really, because we've got all the herbs and spices kind of at hand where we produce the stuff. We tend to do the development on site, and then the first people to try it are like Rebecca, Rory, and Lee. And if they like it, I take it home to the wife. And if she likes it, it tends to get the green light, and then it goes to design and production after that.
Okay.
But things are getting a bit tricky just now, you know.
I should imagine they would be with the onset of Brexit and all of that sort of malarkey. Yeah. Is it like the supply lines? Are you struggling with that?
Yeah, we are a little bit, and everybody will be. So buy if you like mangoes, buy them now. Tell you.
You just let it slip. You shouldn't have told them. You buy all the mangoes and put them in your warehouse.
We're way too honest.
We've stocked up in mangoes. We've got 500 tons of mango in the warehouse. but it's going to get really tight soon. It's going to be like toilet roll. So buy it now.
Get it while it's hot.
It is interesting. There's loads of. I'm a spice buffin, and
Don't you-
they're both showing up. They both think I'm insane.
The devil's in the detail, though. You've got to get down and know the nuts and bolts of what you're doing. It's your business, you know. So you need to know this sort of stuff. It's totally right.
They don't care. They just carry on. You know what I mean?
You're a man on a mission for mangoes, by the sounds of things. With
Mangoes, like Mexican spices, Mexican chips, really hard to get. Poppy was looking for chipotle powder the other day. Fuck you, Poppy. You know, chipotle powder. I've got kilos of chipotle powder, but you're not getting it. So fucking sure. Yeah.
Poppy will send you it.
You won't.
Look at that. Poor Poppy. Poor Poppy. If I had some, I'd give you some. I haven't, sorry, but I know a guy. He might sort you
got
out.
a fucking lot.
You'll be alright.
Oh dear.
Oh, we love you, Poppy. He's just thinking
What
shit.
you looking for?
I'm just gonna leave that one there for a while.
Back.
For her bag, isn't it?
Oh dear.
So that brings us round nicely to your rubs and sauces then. You got some pretty. I was going to say you got some pretty global flavours. It sounds like you've got most of the global's fucking rubs and spices as well. So
he's got a tank or two to defend his
yeah,
stuff.
if you want it, come and get it. He's the man.
Is he just
Oh man. Yeah. So where did you get your inspiration for your flavours and your rubs then, Scott? How did these all come around?
Traveling. We've been over this. Been to South America and stuff. And Middle East. Yeah. Been around. Been all over the place. Been really lucky with work mainly. Oil and gas took me all over the world. Been to Japan and Indonesia. Why is he laughing? What's he laughing at?
He's reading the chat. I'm just trying to keep the interview on track. To be honest, Matt's just turned to shit. To be fair, so
I'm just laughing at the rivalry that's in the chat.
Poppy, we're waiting for you.
it's all right, but Scott. We're doing the interview. They're just.
Remember, we're trying to represent the business.
I was so as I was saying, you've got a very global. Your rubs are, as you were saying, you've travelled around. They're very global. Is there any particular sort of flavour profile you like that you're producing at the moment? Because from all of the different areas, would you lean towards a sort of like Mexican side, Asian flavours? Which one really sort of sings for you?
Kind of Middle East just now. We've got a new rub coming out in about a month. Baharat rub. You get Baharats all over the Middle East, but we've kind of focused on a Turkish one with a lot of mint in it and a lot of sumac, and we've got Burfa chili flakes in there, which are a really deep kind of nutty chili. And it's beautiful stuff.
Hey mate, how you doing, buddy?
Yes.
You're looking cracking in your red top there. Are you a rugby fan?
No, he's a football fan.
Oh.
Orbital drop shock trooper.
Oh, gaming. I know very little about gaming except it keeps my 11-year-old in his bedroom a lot.
That and other things, right?
that and other things. But we don't want to be talking about that. He's a
11.
he's a very 11.
Yeah.
He's at secondary school now. He's one of the youngest in his year. We checked his phone. Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah. Really. Yeah. I was like,
I hope nobody checks my phone.
so you can't look at my phone. I was like, well, it's my phone. I paid a bill. I'm going to check it out. And I'm like,
and then you regretted it instantly.
there's some things a parent isn't ready for, even at that age. I was kind of, you know, when you see something and you think, that's my boy, and then the realization sort of runs in and you think, fuck, he's still a baby. But, yeah, I suppose kids are older, younger is the only thing I can say. That's the only thing I can say about the subject, and I'd like to park it there and move on with the interview.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yeah.
You didn't have to elaborate.
So I just felt I needed to share that because I'm still wounded from it. To be honest, it hurt me when I found that.
And now our audience is also wounded by the experience that you've shared.
It's good to get it all out. Sometimes you just got to say it. Slow point holding it in. So yeah, we were touching about. So tell us about the new rub. The new rub then, before we got completely sidetracked about my 11-year-old's habits.
Which one? You can't talk
Baccarat.
about rubs and your 11-year-old's habits in the same sentence, please. That's not right.
All right, we'll draw a line under my 11-year-old's habits and get back to the rubs then. Pretend that I'll edit that out the podcast.
We've got Baccarat coming out. It's a Turkish kind of Middle Eastern Persian thing, and it's beautiful. Lots of sumac, mint, cardamom. It's a beautiful rub. We've got another one coming out, a ranch seasoning, which is. What's funny about that? I don't even know.
I just really like that one.
She really likes that one.
Someone stole mine.
She can't say it with a straight face because she's so drunk. So that's our Mac Daddy one. And so Mac Daddy was made kind of during lockdown when you couldn't get to get your McDonald's fix. So we made a rub. You mix the mayonnaise and pickle juice to make the McDonald's kind of barbecue sauce. So we've in the same kind of vein, we've done the ranch seasoning, which you mix mayonnaise and pickle juice or lemon juice. You make a ranch dressing, or you can just put it on chicken, fish kind of things, and it's really good. It's one of Yoink's favourite just now. So we do buffalo, our buffalo wing rub. We do that on chicken on the grill, and then we do like toasted cheese muffins with the ranch dressing and mayo.
Are you okay, hon?
Is Matt okay? Matt, you okay, Matt?
No, I'm not. I'm done. I can't deal with the chat anymore. I'm done.
Thanks, Kent.
The chat. So anyway, we make a chicken sandwich with the ranch dressing. It's really good. It's good.
Yeah.
And we've got two more as well, but we'll keep them secret.
Okay. Well, there's no secrets here. You can tell us if you really might want to.
To be fair, I think your 11-year-old stole the show now, so.
Yeah. He's off and running.
Matt, you're not even drinking.
No, I'm not.
Charlie B, is it good for pulling chicken? I don't know. So
I'm done. I'm finished. I'm going to call it a night. Bye.
So no. We're only just getting started. So when you're creating your new flavors, how do they all come about? Are you quite a sort of scientific? Will you sort of sit down and try flavors and take notes, or will you just sort of bosh a bit in here, bosh a bit in there, and then see how it works out, and then try and backtrack?
Nah, to be honest with you, we buy them all in macro.
right.
Trade secret. Don't tell anyone.
We don't blend anything at all. We buy it all in from Macro, stick another label on it, and it
Job done. Nice.
Shit, man, I've missed a trick. You've done well out of it, you know. Fair play to you, man.
You should try that. Poppy, go to Macro, buy some stuff, get another label, and stick it on TV.
I can answer this one.
Go on, then.
When you give me that, it's weird. Like, we'll be working away in the blender room, potting up stuff, and then Scott will just be like, try this. And it'll be like 5 minutes since I've last spoke to him, and then he produces the McDaddy rub, and you put it in your mouth, you're like, how the fuck have you came up with this? It's like, oh, I don't know. And then the McDaddy rub was born. Then another day will come, and you'll be like, try this. And you don't even know he's making anything. It's been like 3 minutes since he's been doing something else. Then the ranch comes along. I'm like, holy fuck. I've got no idea how he does it or where it comes from, but it's insane. I'm not
A bit of a magician by the sounds of it, then.
Yeah, I'm not someone who's into food or into flavors because.
Well, you eat enough.
To be quite honest,
food.
yeah.
You're into food. You're
know.
lacking food. Usually.
I love eating it, but I just can't be finding out what herbs and spices go with what. But now I've came across Angus Oink and the rubs. It's there for you if I want something to taste Korean, I've got it there. Or it's not. Honestly, I'm so like. I know all. I
Do
just
me
don't
a
know how
favour,
he
stop
does
making
it.
rubs. Will yeah, for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we don't make them. We buy them in. We don't make anything.
Because Poppy will do a live and say Angus Oink. Don't make
What's the story?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. So Scott's the Willy Wonka of rubs. Not sure whether that's a good thing or not.
Been called that a few times.
Been called a wanker a few times. Not really good.
Okay.
It's
So,
good. I enjoy it. I
so,
enjoy eating more than anything. I do enjoy eating stuff.
yeah.
There was a comment when we put out the prototype kind of ranch that we were thinking about making. Somebody said, "Why would you?" You know, well, because I fucking can.
Exactly right. If you've got something and it's good, get it out.
Poppy's off to macro in the morning.
Try Costco. You know they're.
No.
Nobody does even like a macro card. Should be too far. Costco. And it's not
Like easy.
Oh dear.
It's good fun. There's so many spices out there. There's stuff, you know. My spice dealer is a man who has so much knowledge in spices. I phone him up to make an order, and like 40 minutes later, I come off the phone going, "Fucking hell," you know.
Yeah.
Minutes later, I'm like, fucking hell.
Would you do something?
You must have a massive sort of knowledge about that sort of thing. So let's maybe touch on that a little bit. I was just thinking, what's if you could think of a favourite sort of if you could only use one or two rubs or spices to knock something up, what ones would you sort of run to?
That's what we come across lately. You know, one of my favourite spices is cardamom, but it's so expensive these days. It's over £40 a kilo for cardamom, which is expensive for a spice. But things like sumac, so instead of salt, we use sumac. It's quite a salty kind of berry that it comes from. New things that are coming to the table for us are Aleppo chili flakes and Urfa chili flakes. Just, you know, in the chili family, you know, there's so many different flavors and spices from the chili families that these are new to us. Forest peppers. We were looking to use kaffir lime leaves.
A forest pepper? What?
Forest pepper. We were looking to use kaffir lime leaves to make our Thai rub. And our spice guy suggested that we look at forest peppers because they taste like kaffir lime, but the oils don't dissipate so quickly. Because when you mince a kaffir lime leaf to powder,
Right.
Nice flake. The oils can go.
I could talk to you a long time about this. That's I find it fascinating. Just to
Really good. Really good. You got different oreganos, you got Chilean oregano, you got Mexican oregano, you got oregano from the UK, oregano from Italy. They're all very different in terms of flavor profiles and stuff from South America. It's getting really hard to get, stuff from South America because of COVID. A lot of the people aren't working down there, or in India. They missed the whole. I was speaking of mangoes earlier, interrupted by the hilarity over here. They think it's funny that the mango harvest failed in India, but actually it has an impact on our business.
Relevant.
Can't get staff.
Neil wants to know when Pigsty is getting released.
When it's better.
When it makes sense.
Yeah.
When is this is a good question? When is Pigsty
Well, we
getting
just answered
released?
it. Oh, when it's decent.
Objection.
Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense.
No. When you
Hello.
that's why it makes sense, because when you put it in your mouth, you're like, what the is going on? I'll send you some samples. You can review it. Ready?
It tastes like a pot noodle.
Do you like pot noodles? Who doesn't like a pot noodle?
Really?
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people do like pot noodles, but you want that on your. I don't know.
Yeah, why not? That's a different flavour.
Support local, support Hungry Oink.
Neil says he loves it and it's his favourite.
Exactly. What?
You're misguided. Like you're
misguided.
You're misiled.
When the interview's over, we'll put the link out, and you guys can all duke it out and talk about your pot noodle flavours.
Here's my beer.
Let's be able to. So we have. We've gone over to that. So your brand ambassadors, I find that one, it's really cool. And two, fascinating as well, to be honest, because if I've sort of like gone through and looked at everybody, and I presume that every brand ambassador you pick must have a specific role to play. Would that be a good guess, or could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Right.
Musical chairs.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were giving me the hot seat. So, we've thought about ambassadors for a while, and as life got busier for us, we needed more content to keep going with social media and stuff. And we weren't sure how to go about choosing ambassadors. We chose 6 people initially, who were people that we knew from a long time ago, and then people that are more recent to us.
Yeah.
And they were chosen for a variety of reasons.
What are you eating? You're smudging the thighs.
So we've got Sue, who we've known for quite a few years now. We met her up here in Scotland. She came up.
Yeah.
We thought she'd bring. She's a home cook, but who cooks outdoors. So
yeah, she's very accomplished.
Aspect, just really a great all round cook.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had Kevin Edge. We met down in London. He came to one of our barbecue schools, and we went out for drinks with him. And just a lovely, lovely guy.
He's just got the edge, you know.
But a really lovely guy who's always been behind our brand.
You read it that way. What do you mean? That was Scott.
He's always been behind our brand and promoted us, and just we've always enjoyed what he's produced with our rubs.
Yep.
Rob, we thought he does a lot of keto stuff, and he had a different angle to barbecue and kind of a more kind of healthy look about it. And then we've got Roberto Stevens, who's just mad. I just love that guy to bits. He so much. He entertains me at least once a week with his dancing, his enthusiasm.
Yeah. I just think it's fun to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he's made us laugh so many times. And his cooks are great. You know, he's got a chef's background. I knew that we could send him prototypes and get good feedback from him before we produce them. So yeah, Roberto was an easy choice as well, wasn't he? Neil Griller, Neil Roberts. He is bonkers
and we're
mad.
Bonkers, so
he's so enthusiastic. Everything is like 110% of him. Love him.
Oh, for sure.
But he's going down tomorrow.
He's going down tomorrow, yeah. He is against us in the Oink Nations cook-off. He's representing Scotland and we're representing Wales, which is bizarre because he's Welsh and we're Scottish. But we have leaks, I mean, and Tiny Rebel beer. And we've had a lot of leaks, yeah. And last but not least is Bill, Meatfire Whiskey. Is that what he is now? Yeah. Who we met last year. He came up to the warehouse on a road trip in his camper van, and
he left playing the Dixie horn at the car park.
He just rocked out. He's like, I've never used your stuff before. I'm just really new to barbecuing. I'm just going to buy a few rubs. Him and his wife. His wife was just looking a little bit embarrassed by the whole thing because he was just a little bit starstruck standing in a warehouse. And yeah, I gave him a hat, didn't I? And I was like, oh, you can't be a barbecue guy without a hat. And he left playing that song out his camper van. I was like, that guy rocks. And then later we were looking on Instagram, weren't we? And I was like, oh, wow, he was a total like fanboy. He was outside taking photos of himself under the sign. We didn't know we were like oblivious. He was like, oh my God, we did barbecue met guy. I got a hat and everything. And then he came out and he's just been such a great support of us and promoted us relentlessly.
Yeah. I think the thing with the ambassadors as well was we weren't going to go out there and find people with like 10,000 followers, people that were really massive in the scene. And you know what I mean? We wanted to just reward people who were already doing the job, if you know what I mean. So people promote us anyway. And we were just trying to do them, it was more of a thank you to them.
It was like a natural step because we're like, don't stop doing what you're already doing just and make it like mass promotion because it becomes really false. It's like, we want to reward you and, you know, give you the prototypes before we put them out and get your feedback on them. And if you could just work with us on before we release the prototypes and have some ideas and that.
It was definitely more of we're rewarding you for being good for us anyway. I mean, and I think it's a good way to go rather than.
And it's a great bunch. They're a great bunch of guys and girls. We've got Sue there too.
And me. Why did you choose me to be an ambassador though?
Oh, because
no one chose me. I just updated my Instagram status and that was me.
But no, they're a really good bunch, and we look forward to the ambassador get together once lockdown's finished because they're all
everyone's now friends. Yeah, it's not like the barbecue community. It's your friends now.
Yeah, it's a family, isn't it? A barbecue family, really. I think that like the amount of people I've met and know.
You can't get your actual friends. This is everyone in the community is now your friend. Not you, Poppy.
I sense like a real love-hate relationship with you guys.
Poppy loves me. I hate her.
Yeah, we love Poppy.
Yeah, we're only joking.
We met Poppy when we were down the same time we met Kevin Edge. Poppy came down to a barbecue school. She wasn't.
Scott's feeling really left out now.
She wasn't long into her barbecue game. I think she brought her first pro cue from her us for Christmas. And then she came down to the barbecue school and we met her there. She was lovely and yeah.
Poppy, you can't be our 7th ambassador.
And I'm actually delighted to see her.
You'd have to be the 8th, I think, wouldn't you? You got 7 ambassadors already, haven't you?
You're stealing all our customers you got for.
Rebecca's just a pretend ambassador. She does not.
Oh, ouch.
Really?
I'll be gone.
We're really proud of our ambassadors. They're doing great and
Rightly so as well. They're doing a great job getting it all out there.
yeah. We'll be interested to see their takeover tomorrow on our Instagram page on Point Nation. Right, do you want back in your hobby? You're like stressed out because you're not center of attention.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're not fine.
I'm fine.
You're not okay. You want to inbox me?
Can I go my bed?
Okay, if you want to have a cigarette, we'll lead the conversation for 5 minutes. We can do it.
You can do it. That's it.
Yeah.
Believe.
Right, go, run. You picking.
Are they easy questions?
Yeah.
Right, what's next?
Right, yeah. Sorry, I was just pouring a drink.
You weren't. It never sounds like you're pouring a drink. It's always really suspicious when you sort of reach down there and start pouring things. It sounds wrong. Looks wrong and sounds wrong.
Sorry, you've got to get your priorities right. So, what sort of content do you find engaging in Instagram? Really, this is. Let's hear from your.
You want to have a cigarette?
Yeah.
He's not.
He's not okay. He's been left out.
He's a weird. He's sulking.
He'll be coming back soon. We've got some. We've
I
still
know,
got a
we're
lot.
too much.
Ryan's on his son's phone again.
Okay.
That's where the good stuff is, Charlie.
Go on.
What can I make some that and that?
Have you got butt casting already?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not more butt casting.
Control.
Are you putting Bucky in there as well?
So you're having a butt thrust and contra cocktail.
Rum, Bucky, Control.
Good girl.
What's this?
Woo.
Need something to lighten it a little bit.
Angus is a bit urgent.
I'm famous for my calorie.
I don't think there's much left in that one.
Bueno.
I mean, it's got a nice colour to it.
He's gone out.
He's gone out to smuggle some pork. Yeah, he's on a pork smuggling run. Oh dear.
Question.
That's all right. So, have you got both?
Yeah.
You both got drinks full up of you? Has Scott got one on his for his return?
Scott's gone. We're gone.
Scott's gone.
We're good.
So,
We got a question just coming from Jimmy Crew. Let's put that.
I got it.
Yeah. Did we cover this? Any plans to sell any rubs in the USA? That's come from Jimmy EQ.
Yes, I'm going to move over to Houston, Texas, and I'm going to make them myself.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking really white.
There's another one here.
I mean, at least you won't be cold over there.
Exactly.
We
They have had snow,
are
in fact.
possibly speaking to somebody that we would like to be able to get one of our world flavor kind of rubs over there.
Mhm.
And we are considering it at the moment. I'm not sure what else.
You're in negotiation with a potential vendor. Would that be a good way to put it?
Yeah, there's a lot getting stuff over to the USA, but like
Yeah.
Brexit.
Matt, you better simmer down on that monster.
But yeah, we hope to be able to, because we've had quite a lot of interest in our product.
Well, I think that's a good thing, representing the UK over in the USA. It's about time some of our good friends in the States experience what the UK have to offer.
We'd love to be able to do it over there, so fingers crossed we get some people.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm sure it'll all pan out. Your products are excellent, so there's no way that it shouldn't succeed, and hopefully you get to a deal that you're all happy with and you can get it all out there, I know the shipping can be a bit tasty, but
yeah.
So you've got another question. Where'd that come from? Oh yeah. What? No squishies in the cocktail.
No squashies in the cocktail.
Because we've got to save them for a special occasion on Sunday. But thanks for spoiling the plot for Sunday.
Spoiler alert!
All of them, Elliot. All of them. We like them all.
There we go.
Discriminate. But if you want to send us any, we like this one. We like this one.
Wow. It's just like, yeah, all of these, please.
And we like this one. Is this all it, please? This one.
Wait, this one was fuel.
That's a good one. That's really good. That's really.
You've got a lot of stuff going on there. I'll tell you what would be impressive if you could drink them all tonight.
Oh, we already have.
They're gone, are they?
Yeah, they were empties.
They're empty ones.
A bit like the rum bottle, the buckfast bottle. Yeah. Okay.
This is what I like to see. It's impressive, and there's no two ways about it. Squishies equal Valentine's Day. So I did see a question. That was about the beer. Okay.
Done.
What is
Question
here? What's your favorite? What's your favorite bit of barbecue, Mallissa? That's another question from them.
I love beef ribs, short ribs.
Do you like it off the bone, maybe?
Off the bone, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. And I love lamb. Grilled lamb is honestly my favourite thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Beef ribs are my favourite as well. I could eat them till they come out my ears.
Although we were in Netflix for a while and I ate a lot of shit beef ribs, if I'm honest. But when he nailed it, he nailed it. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
It was an exciting moment, yeah. The next thing, I'm not just speaking to the cupboard, by the way.
Yeah, I just heard her. Thanks for that. Jump in, Scott. You're going to budge in now?
He won't because he wants the front seat.
I just hang in the back.
He hates to be the passenger of life. Send him driving.
Front, middle and centre, Scott. That's where you are now. You're centre stage. Actually, yeah, they're well framed in there.
There. So, should we get back on to the questions that we've got? We've got a couple more. I think we're probably done for the formalities. Who, if anybody, inspires you in the barbecue world?
There's a guy called Andy Low and Slow, who's a fantastic cook, and I follow him quite closely. We've met a couple of times. Met down at Tobacco Dock.
All right.
Metopia. There.
Okay.
But
yeah, that'd be quite nice to go to if it opens up again.
It's a great venue.
Mm.
A few cracking people there. Mark Dennis, he's a good friend and a charcuterie master. He inspires me a lot. But our customers inspire me with what they cook with our products a lot of the time. Roy Choi from Fuji Food Truck, I really like him. Martin Anderson from Temper, head chef at Temper.
He's amazing.
He's a really, really nice guy, Argentine guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he cooks Argentine food on the Saddle Cross and all that. And he was, we cooked with Cider Talbot and who else?
Oh, that.
The Womble.
Yeah.
Oh, but what's his name?
Oh. Oh,
And
Simon.
Simon.
Exactly,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, just like
So we put with Simon and Cider,
And
myself
Martin.
and Martin Anderson down at Grillstock, and that was it.
I bet that was a good time.
Martin was blown away by the low and slow style of cooking because he wasn't really familiar with that at the time.
Hmm.
Mm.
And then we went to Temper, and he cooked for us, Mallissa and myself at Temper.
that was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
He'd finished his shift and he waited because he knew we were coming down, and we had the menus in front of us, and he went, "I'll just put those down. I cook for you, you know." And
he was cool.
he just brought us, you know, dish after dish. Oh, it was just phenomenal food. And just an amazing guy. No,
Complaint. I put in an order at 20 to 2 and it still hasn't arrived.
It's you.
put it on the Federation, Rob. I love those kind of comments.
That one doesn't have Haribo in the box anymore. It has something else.
Supportive.
I can imagine what the picture on your box will look like, Rob. It'll look like this.
Nice. Exotic meats. Have you eaten any? What were they like? Uh-oh.
I'm going to get my balls blown up for a word. My word is Chan.
Try not to offend anyone else in this podcast.
I've eaten ants bums, culo de hormiguero, chicken gizzards.
You've eaten an ant's ass.
Ants bums are really good. They're okay.
Yeah. You must have to eat a lot of them, though, eh?
Nah, they're like popcorn.
Yeah.
What did you put on?
Bread it up on.
A
Naked,
bit of ants from, I think it's a sweet bake.
Naked butts.
naked butts.
Sweet and naked butts.
Ubra. Ubra is quite nice. Ubra is udder.
Udder.
Okay.
Udder, we had that in Bolivia.
I've got a guy coming.
What? Cow had? From a cow?
Yeah, you don't get it in this country, but down there they cook it kind of low and slow, and it's melty kind of point in brisket. You always
right.
do stuff, and it's good.
And your tuna, Joel. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm more interested in the udder.
The ubiquitous
To
story of the
others.
tuna, Joe.
And the other one.
Udder.
Come on.
I'd have thought it was quite a rubbery thing.
Terrible dad jokes. Where is this show going?
Oh, God. You can't be taken anywhere. You can't even,
I ate seagull once from a Chinese restaurant in Aberdeen.
I've had cat as well a couple of times, but I'm probably.
Seagull. Oh dear.
No.
Nice.
I don't know.
Tastes like chicken.
Sheep's head and Saudi. Probably loads of stuff.
Sheep's head. That must have been. You've got to be careful out in because some like the sheep and goat they call them the same sort of thing, don't they? Mutton is all depends where you are. Like a goat is mutton. They call different types of meat mutton. It all depends what country you're in, determining what sort of mutton you get. So
Funny that the Saudis used to come over to Aberdeen because we opened an office here in Aberdeen for the Saudis, and they were so jealous of our sheep because our sheep are fat and they live on grass, and theirs live on dust.
Yeah.
And my boss Nasser Kantari came over.
You tried to steal the sheep from the front field.
He
didn't
he wanted us to send him some sheep over to Saudi, but he's
all right.
So you would have been not just a pork smuggler, you would have been a lamb smuggler as well.
it's okay though. It's an occupation.
I wouldn't say it was an occupation. I'd say it was more of a calling if you were a pork smuggler. You know,
It's a calling.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't think anyone could smuggle pork in quite the way you've described in such complex detail. It was.
We set a standard.
Proudest moment of my life.
I think so. Seeing my wife wrapped in bacon was she did it for me as well.
Well, you know what they say, don't you? No, everything tastes better in bacon, doesn't it? So it's fantastic.
And the gaffer tape added an extra element.
Just another dimension.
3 stone to her, and that's probably why the Saudis wouldn't touch it. But, once the
Fuck yeah. How much bacon were you smuggling in?
Lots, but the sounds of it.
Christ.
we used to sell bacon to the community.
I just got this image of you with just fucking tubes of bacon wrapped around you, walking around like a Michelin man.
I just nearly needed a new laptop then. I had a mouthful of gin when you said that. I sprayed the screen down.
Oh man!
You know that Saudi Arabia is the biggest market for Johnny Walker Red Label in the world.
Is that right?
Is it really?
Yeah. There was a guy I know, and they smuggled. Well, they didn't smuggle in a piano. It was pretty hard to smuggle a piano, but the piano was full of booze, and they dropped the piano in the port, and all the booze came out.
Oh no!
Is Saudi a dry country as well?
Yeah.
Well, because some
dry.
Well, no, some aren't. It all depends which area.
No, it's all dry. The Saudi's dry. But that's where we learned to brew.
That's what I was going to get onto. You end up brewing your own stuff, don't you? There's far too many people blowing stuff up out there by accident.
I feel like I'm looking out the window for
our internet connection is going down.
Inside, they give you a house, okay, and it's like a 3-4 bedroom house in the desert in the compound behind razor wire and machine guns. Give you this room downstairs that's fully air conditioned, and it has a grate in the floor for drainage, and that's the brewing room, you know. And they used to, up until the 85, they used to give you a book called The Blue Flame, which is how to distill alcohol and how to brew. And they used to give you that, but then they got a bit right wing.
Some people.
The Saudi moonshine.
Some people. So you can drink loads of it. No one will ever know. You'd be blind. It'd be like.
Yeah, there's a house. We used to live in a place called Rastanuda from our family, but Mallissa got pregnant and moved home. So I got to move to the main camp, and I lived in bachelor accommodation, which is like a 1-bedroom kind of place. The house across the road from me had actually blown up because they'd been making Siddiqui, and the house had blown up. The still had blown up.
Just went.
Yeah, the house is getting put out by the fire brigade, and the family's being escorted off the premises never to be.
You can imagine what happens.
Please get the photo. Thank you. Goodbye. We know what happened here. And that's it.
And the darkest photograph of me that ever existed was when I flew into Saudi on New Year's Eve. We flew into Saudi Arabia,
This photo.
and the air hostess knew that we were going to Saudi for New Year's Eve, and she got us fucking wasted.
Oh yeah.
We went through Saudi customs, and we were told not to take anything, no pictures of animals, nothing. Nothing.
We were just reeking.
And we were steaming.
Because they would only fly you in business class because it's a status thing. You can't arrive in Saudi Arabia in anything other than business class. So we were just like, okay. She's like, you be as well to have it while you can, and she's just like, oh my god, it was absolutely reeking, honestly.
The fun never stopped by the sounds of things. That sounds like my sort of flight.
Yeah.
Cheers, Rob.
Cheers.
There goes the podcast microphone. There you go.
All right. One last question, then. It's the question that we ask all of our guests. top 3 favorite music albums or artists.
Artists to
And I
be,
guess
probably Led Zeppelin, all-time favorite artist, Johnny Cash, favorite album. I'm really into ELO just now, but it's all because of the what's that movie I like? The
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I'm a big Guardians
man.
fan. I am Spice Lord.
Spice Lord, like
Nice.
it.
Spice Lord. Is that for anything in particular, or is that just a general sort of?
Me and my son really like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mhm.
I do too,
And
though.
there's Star Lord in there.
Yeah.
Like it.
Gamora. So if you imagine Hungry Oink painted in green, she's Gamora.
Maybe.
That's got to be an Instagram campaign right there. You got to find some face paint and you've got to make that happen now. You've
We
mentioned
really moved that movie in a big way. As the Blue Sky is probably my favourite tune just now. We rock out.
That's in my head now. Great.
We do a lot of disco.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of acid
In the
techno.
blending room, if it was just
Oh,
me,
right. I presume you must be an old raver then if you're doing acid techno. That's like from back in the day.
if it was just
XCG.
yeah, and I
DJ
am a real
Hanger.
DJ.
What
Like,
are you?
yeah,
Did you have any decks?
Yeah,
Got it, yeah.
Technics
And I
1210.
do.
We used to have 3 of them. We used to.
You done 3 at a time?
Yeah, we used to. Yeah, this is back in the day where I'm called. I used to have a MC303 and three decks.
All right.
We used to do the coolest stuff. We used to do was like there was a guy with a drum kit used to come along,
Mm.
and he would play live drums, and we would play techno and hip hop, and he would play along. That was good fun.
Yeah. Sounds blinding. That was quite the thing in a long time ago. Almost another lifetime. Live percussion along with your
It was long.
techno or hardcore breakbeats was like, that was the thing, wasn't it?
I had about 5,000 12-inch records
Mm.
from the DJDs, and we put them in the storage when we went to Argentina.
Oh, no.
Down. So there's a big puddle of vinyl on the floor with all sorts of stuff.
And your decks,
melted
wasn't it?
away in the decks and the PA system with it.
I feel your pain.
But we got good money for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said that they were worth at least £5 each. So we totally got a good insurance job out of that.
They're worth a bundle now, you know. Like I've got some old white label, like 2 Bad Mice, all out on white label. You wouldn't believe how much money people are paying for them now. Yeah.
How much?
Well, considering when they come out, you're paying like £4 for a 12-inch, yeah?
Yeah.
You're looking at, they're knocking on the door about 45, 50 quid.
Bloody hell.
And
Right.
depending if they got the right stamp from the right record shop, up on that as well.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like I used to get all my like Unity records from London or Slough Record Centre because I'm quite close to there. Crazy prices. Crazy.
Yeah.
The beer.
So they all went, but yeah, we used to do a lot of DJ stuff in Aberdeen.
Mm. I never played out. I only done bedroom stuff. A couple of my mates done like radio stations and all that stuff, but I was happy enough just going along and listening and dancing and bopping about a bit, you know. A long time ago.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. She's not spotted it yet.
okay, man.
Oh, do you like 12-inch?
I'd love a 12-inch.
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza,
This
obviously.
girl is my niece. We're talking pizza
Stay.
here, yeah.
Keep it clean, people. For fuck's sake.
Charlie, how rude. How rude.
I'm
I'm shocked
actually
to hear.
offended.
Yeah, are you? I think he's been a pizza.
We'll knock that one back off.
Charlie,
Right.
Bedroom because it's still
Charlie B's in Germany.
Is it Cardi?
Our guy Charlie B.
I thought it was Cardi B.
It's not
No.
Cardi B.
Charlie B. He's a great guy.
Love Charlie B.
He's in Germany. Huh? That's cool.
Neither can you, Bobby.
You can't get D for love money. What's
Neither
that
can
mean?
you.
What's that mean?
Back down, bitch.
Ooh.
It's ridiculous. Neither can Bobby, so she can't say shit.
She doesn't. Oh,
I'm not sure that's her. Well, let's not say anything.
Let's not say anything.
Because I've got to be funny.
We're going to have to be good at.
Right. So where are we going from that? So we've had one lot of. Anyone else want to chuck any more music any more music out there or?
Music.
What's your favourite music? Oh, Rebecca likes.
What's my favourite music?
And she likes 80s ballads.
Well, it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm DJing, I like techno and like ambient music or melodic techno. But if I'm in the blending room and it's the Scott, I like the acid house. If Rory and Lee are in, I like 70s, 80s ballads, love ballads, because Rory has to, she loves Rory. Rory likes to have music because he can't deal with the doof, doof, doof. I love all music.
Ambient music. Wow. I'm going to sound like a right old man now. One of my sons went to school. His dad was in. Do you know? You must have heard of the Orb, right? From back in the day.
His dad was in what?
Yeah, I was confused by that statement as well.
Do you know Alex Peterson?
Too much
from
gin.
the Orb?
Are you his dad or not? Let's establish that.
He does look a lot like one of my mates, but I just thought that was a coincidence. He's related to me on my best mate's side.
You're making my head hurt, Ryan. You said one of my kids, his dad.
And his dad. It's fine.
Start again. Explain yourself properly.
It was just a throwaway comment. Hopefully the missus is.
Anyway, we love the
Yeah. So anyway, basically,
No.
my boy went to school with Alex Peterson's son. If you know who Alex Peterson is, you know a lot about ambient music.
Is he from York?
He was, yeah. He's one of the.
Fluffy Cloud.
That's the one.
Fluffy Cloud was good. That was good music back in the day.
Not just the old one.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah. It was quite weird bumping into him at the school gates. It was like, oh fuck, it's you.
Well, do you dance?
I didn't dance.
You
Charlie, I
went
didn't
on
dance.
You do. You had just
He's
dance.
a beautiful dancer.
And he was like,
Only the top up. The feet are
Oh,
from
dear.
question.
David.
He was never relevant here.
Oh, no.
Power.
David Hasselhoff, the vocal.
He saved Germany though, didn't he? Didn't he bring the ball down? I saw that on.
He was big in Germany. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Charlie B was like
David Hasselhoff. They should link up these two commenters.
Charlie B works in cars. He works at a big car place.
And he likes to wear
so the
muscle
kit,
tops.
the kit thing would be good for Charlie. I think.
Yeah.
If for anyone who was Cardi B, she used to like any of things. She likes to go and laugh at.
Wow.
He's a confused.
Yes.
She's not there.
It's lost on everyone else.
This is a generation gap. Which way am I going? I don't even know. Right.
Yeah.
I'm be going home.
You should.
I'm like, bye.
Right. Should we move this into the pub club?
We've got the quickfire cues if you want to participate in that.
Gosh, this won't be silly at all.
Right.
We can go everyone. So there's three. Only question mark. One, two, three.
Just
It's quick fire.
We do it low and slow.
Low and slow.
Hot and fast. Let's go.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
you ready?
Good on it. All right, let's go.
Matt, you gonna start or should I?
you can carry on, mate.
Okay, so hot and fast, slow and slow.
Go. What? Hot
Go.
and fast. What do you want?
Hot and fast.
Hot and fast. Hot and fast. Too old for low and slow.
Yeah. Mallissa,
What?
day or night?
I am day.
Sorry?
Beer or spirits for all of you?
Beer, spirit.
Spirits.
Beer.
Beer
Okay.
spirits. That's a new one.
Yeah.
That's put in both camps.
Both.
Cocktail.
All of it.
Beer and everybody lump or briquette.
Lump. We like lumps. Lovely lady lumps.
Lily lumps.
Pork or beef?
Beef.
I
Don't
like
say
pork.
Oh, probably beef. Big beef for it.
I like pork belly.
No.
And I like sausage. Like
Pork rib.
ribs.
Fish.
I like them both. But
Can't
if
choose.
I had to choose.
I'm sorry.
Choose by smuggling.
It's a quick fire question round. One or the other. Come on.
Pork, bacon, pork,
Pork.
beef.
Pork,
Fair
beef,
enough.
beef, pork. So-
Ribs, wet or dry?
Wet.
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 No one likes it dry.
I quite like a dry rib, to be honest.
Oh,
Your age, that.
withered out for days. Sorry, no.
So, butcher paper or foil?
Foil. Kirkland. Costco.
Foil.
Hey, the Costco special.
Oh, saying it for me. I don't need to speak.
You do. It's
You
foil.
do. Your input is valid. It's a group thing.
I do foil. I do foil.
Foil.
Can't be fucking paper. So it's,
Yep.
It's a paper.
it's just bullshit.
It's waste of pay. It's fucking expensive as well.
Yeah, and expensive.
It's just not-
It's just
Foil.
good for a photo.
It's just for
That's all
show.
it
It's
is.
just for show.
Yeah.
My opinion. Nothing.
Wrap it or let it ride.
Right.
Depends. Totally depends.
Achieve me, no.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally depends on what you're cooking, how you're cooking.
It's been about
whether-
cooking
Oh,
here.
shit.
Well, probably always wrap it like a little bit, but it depends.
No,
on-
Get your mind out of the gutter.
That's it.
and then the last ones. Burgers or hot dog?
Hot dog.
Burgers.
Burgers. Well, it depends. If it's a good sausage,
Depends.
Talking about having a burger, it's a burger. If
but not a jar
it's
thing. Not the things that you like. Those weird floppy sausage things.
Oh.
No.
If we're talking about eating a burger, if we're talking about someone else a hot dog.
I'll eat a burger.
I like that. He said, burger all day. I'm with you with that one, Scott. I like it. Like a burger.
Oh man.
I can go anywhere.
Oh,
Right. So we're going to wrap it up now and open up the chat. People are going to jump in. So for the purpose of the podcast, which we're just about to leave and then enter a thing called the pub club, where whoever's in the chat wants to jump in, we'll put the link. You're more than welcome to jump up. We can take up to 10 people or more or less. I
I think
don't
it goes
know.
up to more now.
It goes up to more. So tell us all about your social media handles, where we can find you. Sing and make yourself shine.
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't do social media. That's been delegated to that one. That theory.
I have no idea.
Over it. AngusOink.com.
AngusOink.com, at hungryoink.com, at Mrs. Oink.
Yeah,
On
no.
Insta.
You know, yeah.
Who knows?
Oh, Angus Oink. Yeah.
That's
Search.
it. Just Google it.
Look for us. Swim through the sea. And find us.
You
Wait.
see?
We're there. The mountain. With the spice up. Coming out of the top. You know, all over the place. We're spicy.
Volcano.
Spice volcano.
I'm so sorry.
Nice.
I'll tell you what we do. We'll put all of the we'll put all your social medias in the YouTube and the podcast.
Honestly,
Everybody can head over. Please go out, check out Angus and Oink. Got a lovely website. All the rubs are fantastic. They're very, very game, switched on people. Lovely to chat to. So thank you for coming on our podcast. It's been
Thank you.
fantastic.
I apologize for everything.
Don't apologise. It's been good fun. You know.
All that will drive just now. Brilliant.
Saudi police are just here. Like about my foot.
Yeah, if you hear a knocking on the door, just let them be for now.
Just ignore them. Right. So we're going to run an intermission just for, so people can go and refill their drinks. Are you guys sticking around for a little bit to have a chat with? Yeah.
If you like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent. Right. We will be back in about a minute and a half.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody. This barbecue talk show podcast. See you again soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye bye.